Hey everybody, it's Jamin with Keene Point of View, the best intersection of gay issues, politics, and Christianity on the web ever. I want to start doing a series of Bible stories. Now, I'll call them twisted Bible stories because they're probably not what you're thinking when you hear about these familiar Bible stories. So I'll probably do these once every other week or so, and I hope that you like them. This story this week is about Naomi from the book of Ruth, chapter 1. Ruth's mother-in-law Naomi tries to leave the land of Moab, where she moved with her husband when famine hit the land of Judah. Now, she moved with her husband Elimelech and lived in Moab long enough for their two sons, Mahlon and Chilion, to grow up and get married to women named Orpah and Ruth. So she stayed there long enough for Elimelech to die. 10 years later, her sons died, leaving Naomi with no husband or sons to care for her, and two daughters-in-law who were now widowed. Naomi is trying to leave her house, and this is where we pick up the story. She's out on the road trying to leave, saying goodbye. She's bitter. She ain't got nothing left to live for. And she's trying to get on this road to go to Bethlehem because she heard there's food now, and at least she can die with her people if she makes it. Naomi pleads with Orpah and Ruth to stay in Moab while everyone dramatically cries about it in a public road by Naomi's house for all to see. And Naomi feels that God neglected her because she lost her husband and sons. Now she's going back to Judah because they don't have famine anymore, and she's trying to convince Orpah and Ruth to stay behind in Moab, where they're from, and to find husbands and go ahead and have some kids because they didn't have any. So they're like, no, we're gonna go with you. And Naomi's like, you know, you don't have to do that. Let me tell you again that you don't have to go with me because I'm not going to have any more kids for you to wait until they're of age for you to marry. So, you know, she lays that on them because she's trying not to have these grandkids by these women so that she don't have to put a $5 bill every year for their birthday and a card that's just way too serious for a kid to read from grandma, as grandparents often do. They refuse to get other men and cry some more dramatically in front of everyone. Naomi tries again with the request, but adds that she can't have any more kids and life is over for her. But Orpah hears this. They cry dramatically some more in front of everyone, and then Orpah starts on her own mission to get a man, never to be heard from again. But Ruth ratchets up the drama with a wonderful speech about how she will go with Naomi, look after her, assimilate into the Hebrew religion and customs, and then they take off for Bethlehem because, you know, Naomi's just given up at this point. Like, well, I guess, fine, whatever. Now, Naomi was obviously trying to go alone on this trip. It's a long walk from Moab to Bethlehem. I think she was probably depressed and welcomed death at the time, because when she got to Bethlehem, everyone was like, girl, what happened to you? Like, is that Naomi? Girl, what? And she was like, don't call me Naomi no more, call me Mara. It means better. God's been better to me. He done took my sons and my husband. Naomi was a very dramatic woman. I think she was probably planning to die on the way and just wanted to die in peace, but Ruth was not getting the hint and wouldn't leave it alone, so she's like, fine. So as for why Ruth went with Naomi, Ruth probably looked around Moab, where she was born and raised, and said, you know what, I had to marry a Jewish man. I didn't even marry a Moabite, and it was a good life, and what I see here in Moab is not doing it for me, so let me try to go ahead and get married like Naomi's saying, but let me go ahead and, you know, try the land of my dead husband's upbringing, and maybe that will produce another good husband for me, because I also have an in because I was married to one before and kind of know a little bit about the customs, so I'm a little bit more comfortable. You know, she's had it before and she ain't going back like when you go black. It worked out for her. She wound up marrying a rich man who was also a judge of Judah and wound up being the great grandmother of King David, who is an ancestor of Jesus. And I guess this is a lesson in not letting a loved one slip into depression and fighting with them until they give in to the help that you're trying to provide. Or is it? Is my interpretation correct? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and tune in next time.